It was a bright sunny day and the island of Sodor was bustling with activity. The engines were carrying passengers and goods up and down every line on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. Except Thomas's branch line, which was closed for repairs to a damaged bridge. Instead of working on his branch line, Thomas had been sent to the Sodor China clay pits to work with Bill and Ben.
Hello? Is anybody here? Bill? Ben? Hey, wait for me! Ben?
You took your time, Thomas. Your cars are over there. Don't be silly, Ben. Thomas isn't strong enough to pull those cars.
Of course I am.
Hey! Stop! Hey, what's got into you cars? Oh!
The cars aren't pulling you, Timothy. It's Thomas that's pulling you.
Timothy?
Thomas?
Timothy was the little oil-burning engine that worked at the clay pits too. Bill and Ben had played a trick on both him and Thomas.
Oh, don't mind them, Thomas. Bill and Ben are always playing tricks on other engines.
I know all about Bill and Ben and their tricks, Timothy.
You have to admit, though, that was a funny one. Cars can be troublesome, but they don't usually have that much pull. You'd best be careful, Thomas. If a storm comes, the heavy rain can make the clay walls unstable.
Thanks, Timothy. I'll be careful. Timothy was right. I do need to be careful. Whoa! Huh? Footprints? What could have made footprints as big as... Look out! Whoa!
Tale of the Brave. The morning after the big storm on the island of Sodor, Sir Topham Hatt gathered some of his engines together to make an announcement.
we are here to pay tribute to the bravery of Bill and Ben.
Hello, everyone. Glad you could make it.
While they may be better known for playing tricks on their fellow engines, you can say that again, by rescuing Thomas from the landslide at the China clay pits, they have proved once again that they are really useful and brave engines. Really silly engines, more like.
Brave? Huh. I'm braver than they'll ever be.
Ah, Thomas, I'd like you to work at the docks this morning. Thomas?
Oh, yes, sir. Work at the docks.
What's wrong, Thomas? You seem a bit quiet.
Sorry, Percy. Well, I saw something strange up at the clay pits yesterday.
Really? What did you see?
I'm not sure. I think I saw footprints, but I need to take another look.
Footprints?
Before starting work at the docks, Thomas went back to the clay pits again. He wanted to go back to where he had seen what he thought were big footprints. But the area was closed off, and there were danger signs.
Ah! What's that?
Only me! Oh, I didn't mean to give you a fright. Sorry. Oh dear, this is embarrassing. Haven't you ever seen a steam shovel before?
Yes, I just didn't hear you coming, and well, I was thinking about something else.
Me too! I was thinking about digging. I love digging. I love thinking about digging. Not as much as I love digging, of course. Digging is what I'm all about, really, but... Oh dear, this is embarrassing. I forgot to ask you your name. You should always introduce yourself. It's only polite. That's what I've always been told, anyway. Shall I go first? Let me introduce myself. I'm Marion, and you are...
Thomas, do you always talk this much?
Not particularly, no. I wouldn't say that. I'm more of a digger, to be honest. Or should I say steam shovel? That is my proper title, you know, seeing as I have a shovel and I'm powered by steam. I'm here to clear the tracks, actually. Always a lot of digging to do after a landslide. That's right. Oh, a lot of digging. Don't you go past the danger sign, Thomas. That would be dangerous. Unless, of course, you want me to dig you out. Ooh, what's that rocky bit? The rocky bits are always the hardest to dig.
See, you've met Marion then.
I certainly have.
Steam shovels are made for digging, and I am particularly good at it. Either way, good, Marion, well done.
Timothy, have you seen any big animals in the clay pits?
Big animals? Like what? A cow or a deer?
No, bigger than that. Much bigger.
There aren't animals bigger than that on Sodor, Thomas. Oh, except giraffes and elephants in the animal park.
And chickens?
Chickens?
Oh, sorry, did I say chickens? I meant dinosaurs. Oh, dinosaurs were very big animals. But dinosaurs aren't around anymore. No, they lived a very long time ago. A very, very, very long time ago. Oh dear, there I go talking out of my shovel.
Why are you asking about big animals, Thomas?
Oh, I was just wondering. That's all.
Digging like I did digging. I do. Digging like I did digging.
It was a busy morning at Brendam Docks. Ships were being loaded and unloaded. and cargo was waiting to be taken away.
And where have you been all morning? I thought you were meant to be pulling goods trains today.
I am. I just had another job to do first. That's all.
Thomas, did you go back to the clay pits? Did you find out what made those footprints?
I tried, Percy, but the area was closed off after the landslide.
Maybe you should stick to your railway jobs, Thomas, instead of going around chasing footprints and causing landslides.
Why are you so worried about some footprints anyway?
Because I don't know what could have made them, Percy. They were footprints. They were very big footprints. Bigger than any animal on Sodor.
You mean they were footprints from a monster?
A monster? Honestly, the things you engines come up with.
Don't be silly, Percy. There's no such thing as monsters.
Okay, Thomas. I hope you're right.
So do I.
As an eerie fog rolled across Sodor, Percy couldn't stop thinking about what Thomas had said.
There's no such thing as monsters. Huh. There's no such thing as monsters. There's no such thing as monsters. There's no such thing as monsters. Oh. Oh. Oh, oh. What's that? I hope it's not a monster. Run away! Run away! Run away! Run away! Run away!
Look out! Runaway cause!
A monster! A monster! It's coming this way! It's the monster from the clay pits!
Huh?
The monster! Ah!
Oh, hello.
Ha ha! That be no monster, Percy. That be an engine. Ahoy there, matey. Ha ha ha! I think they all thought you were a sea monster.
I didn't think you were a monster.
Oops. A monster? Oh, I don't usually get mistaken for a monster. Mind you, they do call me Gator. It seems they think my long sloping water tank makes me look like an alligator.
Gator? Oh, that's a great name.
Well, my real name is Gerald, but I quite like being called Gator.
And I like being called Thomas.
Or should we call you Sandy now?
And the little green tank engine is my friend Percy. Hello.
Hello, Percy. I'm sorry if I gave you a fright. I was in a hurry to catch a ship.
Then the dock manager arrived. He was not very happy to see his docks in such a mess.
What is going on here? Those cars should be in Vickerstown by now, Percy.
Sorry, sir. I was just leaving. Goodbye, Gator.
Goodbye, Percy.
Percy felt very silly for thinking the new engine was a monster, but he was still a little worried. And that night, as he set out to take the mail train, he seemed to see monsters everywhere.
What's that just around the corner? Something in the rocks and trees. Slowly, slowly getting closer. Makes you want to puff and wheeze. Monsters everywhere, hiding in the trees. Just behind the rocks, blowing in the breeze. Monsters everywhere, doing as they please. They try to scare you. Is your boiler getting colder as you slowly puff around? Must be brave, you must be bolder. It's no more than silly sounds. Monsters everywhere, hiding in the trees, just behind the rocks, blowing in the breeze. Monsters everywhere, doing as they please. They try to scare you. Look out, they're all about. Where? Look out, they're all about. Where? Look out, they're all about. Where?
Oh, that's not so scary.
The next morning, Thomas woke up early and headed straight to the clay pits. His branch lines were still under construction.
Dig up, I like to dig down. I like to dig up treasure that's never been found. Do you dig digging like I dig?
Hello, Timothy.
Hello, Thomas.
Find anything unusual in there?
Like what?
I don't know. Footprints from a monster or something? You and your tricks? You nearly made me blow a safety valve.
We were only saying hello. Poor thing. You'd think he'd seen a steam shovel.
Meanwhile, poor nervous Percy had gone to Brendam Docks to collect some cars. Percy was very sleepy after staying awake all night, keeping a lookout for monsters.
Oh no! Oh, Percy! Help! What's that?
Percy, stop! You've left your cars behind.
Oh! What?
Silly Percy! Only us!
Are you always such a nervous engine? You're acting like there's something chasing you down the tracks.
Sorry, it's just... Thomas said...
Percy did feel a little silly.
Never mind.
Back at the clay pits, Thomas was shunting cars for Marion and trying to see if he could spot any footprints.
Okay, Thomas, that's a lot, but hurry back, okay? I'll stay here and dig until I fill up some more cars. There's plenty of digging still to do. Plenty of digging. I dig all day and I dig.
Maybe I didn't see anything that night. Maybe the lightning was playing tricks on me.
Hurry up, Ben. I need to fill my water tank too.
Playing tricks on me.
And then an idea flew into Thomas's funnel.
Be patient, Bill. You'll get your turn. I've been patient for ages.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Ben. Can I ask you a question?
You just did, Thomas.
What? Oh, yes. I was just wondering, the other day before you rescued me from the landslide, were you playing a trick on me?
A trick? That landslide was not a trick.
Oh, I don't mean the landslide. I saw something else.
We risked our boilers for you, Thomas. That's right. We could have been caught in that landslide too. Yeah! What he said.
Thomas hadn't meant to upset Bill and Ben. He just wanted to find out where the big footprints had come from, and whether they were footprints at all. It was already dark when Thomas finally returned to Tidmouth Sheds. He was very surprised to find Percy still in his berth.
Percy, aren't you supposed to be taking the mail train? You should have left by now.
I know, Thomas, but last night I kept seeing things that looked like monsters.
Monsters?
A monster?
They weren't really monsters. They were only silly things like a haystack or a shirt on the line. But there could still be a monster out there. Please, Thomas, would you take the mail train for me? Just tonight?
All right, Percy. I suppose I could.
Thank you, Thomas. Thank you! You're a good friend.
Oh, Percy, you're such a scaredy engine.
Percy couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about Thomas and wondering if he was okay. But Thomas finally finished the mail run and came back, safe and sound.
No monsters?
No monsters.
But what about the footprints?
It was dark and stormy that night in the clay pits. I don't even know for sure that I saw any footprints. You should try to get some sleep, Percy. There's nothing to worry about.
At last, Thomas's branch line was opened again.
Wake up, Clarabelle. We're back in business. Oh, is that Thomas? Oh, how delightful.
Here we go!
It's not fair. You get to pull coaches, and I get sent for scrap.
Sent for scrap?
Oh, James, that's terrible. You still look really useful to me.
No, I mean sent to the scrapyard to collect cars filled with scrap.
Oh, I see. Oh, silly us. Yes, silly us.
Cheer up, James. Pulling cars isn't so bad.
You can't always do the jobs you like best.
James was not a happy engine as he puffed to the scrapyard.
Hello, scaredy engine. Seen any monsters lately?
You can tease if you want to, James. But there really might be a monster on Sodor, you know.
Huh, puff and nonsense. There's no such thing as monsters.
Well, Thomas saw giant footprints up at the clay pits, and nobody knows what made them.
Giant footprints? Huh, I wonder where... Oh!
Hello, mate. Oh, you came in fast. Scrap give you a bit of a fright, did it?
No, I'm not scared of pieces of metal and rusty old machines.
Is that right? Well, aren't you the big engine? Reg is the name. I'm the scrapyard crane.
Well, I'm James, and I usually pull coaches.
Well, there's a surprise.
Meanwhile, Percy had arrived at the docks. But he didn't expect to find Gator still there.
Gator! Hello! Are you working on Sodor now?
No, Percy. I missed my ship. I'm just helping the dock manager while I wait for another one. He needs me to collect some cars from Duck's branch line tonight.
Tonight? But aren't you afraid of monsters?
Monsters? What monsters? Monsters would probably be afraid of me.
Wow. You're brave, Gator. I wish I was as brave as you are.
You might be braver than you think, Percy. I wasn't always as brave as I am now. I'm designed to work in the high mountains, Percy. That's why my water tanks are this special shape. But just because you're designed for something doesn't mean you can't be afraid of it. And it was a shock for me to find out that I was afraid of heights. One day, I was faced with having to cross a high bridge, higher than any bridge I'd ever seen before. But I was pulling cars loaded with important supplies. The villagers needed my help. I decided I must be brave. It took everything in me to cross that bridge. But I did it, even though I was scared. So you see, being brave isn't the same as not feeling scared. Being brave is about what you do, even when you do feel scared. Percy, where are you going?
There's something I have to do. Hello, Thomas. Guess what?
Let me see. Have you been asked to deliver a giant balloon on a flatbed?
No! I've decided to be brave and take the mail train tonight.
Oh, so you're not feeling scared about monsters anymore?
Being brave is not the same as not feeling scared, Thomas. Being brave is about what you do even when you do feel scared. Gator told me that.
Good luck, Percy!
Thank you, Thomas!
Be careful out there. Monsters are hard to see in the dark.
Don't you worry about me.
Why are you teasing Percy like that, James?
I'm teasing Percy because he's a scaredy engine, Emily. Ah, there you are, James. Don't settle down. I need you to pull the flying kipper tonight and deliver fresh fish for the morning. But that's Henry's job. Henry has taken a heavy goods train to the mainland. He won't be back before tomorrow. Well, why can't Emily do it? Or Thomas? I don't like pulling cars. I'm asking you, James. You can't always do the jobs you like, you know.
Be careful out there, James. Monsters can be very hard to see in the dark.
Percy was very happy to be pulling the mail train again.
Thomas is right. There's no such thing as monsters. And Gator is right, too. I can be brave. That's not a monster. That's just a haystack. Those aren't monsters either. They're just trees. Not scary at all.
Percy didn't feel scared about monsters anymore. He felt brave. While James, on the other hand, felt grumpy.
It's not fair. First, I'm sent to work at the scrapyard, and now Henry gets to go on holiday to the mainland, while I have to spend the night pulling smelly fish.
Yuck! You look like you're in a sunny mood again, James.
Well, it's not sunny. It's nighttime.
Hello. Not again. Oh.
James was so frightened that he missed the red signal, hit the points, came off the rails, and ended up in a pond.
Are you all right? I didn't mean to give you a fright.
Oh, James. I see you met Gator.
The next day, Percy was very happy. Not just because he had taken the mail train again, and not because of what had happened to James, but because his new friend Gator was now working on Sir Topham Hatt's railway. Later that day, James arrived at Knapford Station.
Here he comes.
The other engines thought what had happened to him was very funny indeed.
Gator may have a sloping water tank, James, but that's nothing to be frightened of.
Percy got a fright, too, when he first saw Gator.
Thank you for taking the flying kipper for me, James. Only you're meant to deliver the fish, not throw them back in the water.
I'll show them who the scaredy engine is.
That night, when Percy set out to take the mail train, James set out into the night too. And he wasn't taking the flying kipper. Percy was back into his routine. Everything was going fine. He stopped in the stations and waited while the mail sacks were loaded and unloaded. And he didn't see anything that worried him at all. Then there was trouble. There was something unusual on the track up ahead. Something big. It wasn't a haystack or a clothesline. It could only be one thing.
There's no such thing as monsters. There's no such thing as monsters. The monster!
Percy just wanted to get back to the sheds as quickly as his little wheels could carry him.
The monster! The monster! Percy! I saw it! I really saw it!
Silly Percy! There's no such thing as monsters! You probably saw another haystack. Yes, a haystack. Or a short on a line.
Maybe you were just dreaming.
You're all wrong! It was a monster! It had spikes and teeth and claws and spikes and teeth!
Stop. That's enough.
Tell them, Thomas! Tell them! There are monsters on Sodor. You saw those enormous footprints. Tell them! Well... I don't know what I saw, Percy. Or
what you saw either. But I don't think it could have really been a monster.
There's no such thing as monsters.
Edward is right. No such thing. Never was and never will be.
Remember what happened when you first saw Gator? You must have seen something you thought looked like a monster again.
Oh, yes, Percy. Admit it. You're just a scaredy engine.
James! You got a fright when you saw Gator, too.
No, I didn't. I just missed a signal in the dark. I wasn't scared. Not like Percy.
None of you believe me. And you're right. I was scared. But I know what I saw.
Later that morning, Sir Topham Hatt came to the sheds, and he didn't look very happy.
James, what's this I hear about a car loaded with scrap being left on the line? Sorry, sir. I'll see to it right away. And where is Percy? I've also had reports of mail not being delivered.
Percy was more worried than ever. He felt upset that his friends didn't believe him. He'd seen the monster, and he didn't want to see it again, especially by himself.
Gator!
Hello, Percy. Where are you off to this morning?
I'm just delivering the mail from last night.
But maybe I should travel with you. I bet you'd know what to do if we see any monsters.
Any monsters? Oh, you are a funny little engine.
When I'm with you, we rock and we roll. You make me happy, you make me bold. Nothing is hard, 'cause I'm feeling safe. This is our song, our tale of the brave. Good friends will stay right by your side. Tell you the truth and not tell you a lie. Talk with you, play with you, always be fair. Just be someone who cares. When I'm with you, we rock and we roll. You make me happy, you make me bold. Nothing is hard, 'cause I'm feeling safe. This is our song, our tale of the brave.
Percy!
Don't worry, Thomas.
Give him time. Give him time.
It's good to have a new friend on the island, Gator. I'm really glad you're not going away.
But Percy, I am going away. I've just been useful while I was waiting for my ship. And my ship is coming in tonight.
James? What is that?
Nothing. It's just a car of scrap that was left on the line.
James, you played a trick on Percy. You made a monster out of scrap to give him a fright.
What if I did? It was only a little joke.
Not to Percy, it wasn't. Percy is your friend. You need to find him and tell him what you did. And apologize.
Percy was finally delivering the last of the mail. when he met Sir Topham Hatt.
Percy, you have caused confusion and delay. The mail train is meant to travel at night, so that people get their letters in the morning.
Yes, sir. I know, sir. But I had a bit of a fright last night.
Excuse me, sir. You're wanted on the telephone.
Oh, bother that telephone. I'll be right back, Percy. You stay where you are.
Percy wanted to tell Sir Topham Hatt about the monster he had seen, but he never got the chance.
Percy! I'm sorry about last night, Percy. I really am. Are you, Thomas? I thought at least you were my friend. But I am your friend, Percy. No, you're not. Friends believe each other. When you told me about the footprints, I believed you. And when I told you about the monster, you should have believed me. But Percy, maybe I should go to a faraway land and make new friends. Like Gator. You can stay here on Sodor with the monsters. Percy! Listen!
Percy, I thought I told you to wait. Percy!
What do you want?
I just wanted to say something about last night.
I know you think I'm a scaredy engine, James, but I'm not. And I'm going to do something to prove it. Something brave that will surprise you all.
That night in Tidmouth Sheds, Thomas was waiting to see James.
Well, did you talk to him?
Talk to whom?
To Percy, James. Did you apologize?
I tried, but he wouldn't listen. He started talking about doing something brave.
Where is he? He hasn't come back.
He's probably taking the mail train, Thomas.
Yes, and he probably thinks taking the mail train is very brave.
Has anyone seen Percy? I don't know what's got into that engine, running backwards through the docks, delivering mail late, driving away when I'm talking to him. Now he hasn't collected his mail cars.
Perhaps I should go and look for him, sir.
Perhaps, Thomas, you should take the mail train for your friend. And if you do see Percy, tell him I would like a word.
Yes, sir. I will, sir.
So Thomas took the mail train again. But he couldn't help worrying about his friend and wondering where he could be.
Percy! Oh, Gator! Hello!
Hello, Thomas.
Have you seen Percy anywhere?
Oh, not since this morning, Thomas. And I was hoping to say goodbye.
Goodbye?
Yes, my ship has come in. I'm leaving Sodor tonight. Bye, Thomas. Nice to meet you.
Goodbye, Gator.
Are you sure Sir Topham Hatt wanted you on this ship? That doesn't sound right to me.
It is right, Cranky. I'm going to work far away, like Gator. I can't stay on Sodor forever. I can be brave and really useful on other railways, too.
If you say so.
Where is he? Hasn't he come back yet? James! James! Where is he, James?
Pretty high up now, but not as high as the high mountains. Not at all. Oh, Percy. What are you doing here?
I'm going to work in a faraway land and show everyone how brave I can be. Just like you.
Yes. Well, running away from your problems is not very brave, Percy.
I already told you. He's doing something brave.
Something brave? Like what?
Oh, how should I know? Maybe he's gone up to the clay pits to catch a monster.
Yes, James! The clay pits! Why didn't I think of that? Come on, we better find him before he gets into trouble.
I'm not going. I'm too sleepy.
What? You have to come. You have to apologize, and you're not scared, are you?
I'm not scared of anything. I'm the bravest engine on the island of Sodor. Come on, Thomas, keep up!
The ship!
Then Thomas remembered what Percy said about being as brave as Gator and going to a faraway land.
No! He wouldn't! James! Wait!
The big ship was already starting to leave by the time Thomas came racing onto the docks.
No! Stop! There's been a mistake! You can't leave! Come back! Stop the ship, Cranky!
Stop the ship?
Don't let it go! This is an emergency!
Got it!
You'll never hold her! She'll pull you overboard! Loosen up your chain, Frankie! Let go your hook! I can't!
Luckily, the captain was able to stop his ship before Cranky was pulled off the docks.
I told you I had it.
Phew.
Percy! You can't leave!
Percy? Is that what all this is about?
Percy's not on the ship, Thomas.
I unloaded Percy half an hour ago.
You unloaded Percy? Then, where is he now?
Ben? What? You're making puffing noises in your sleep again. I'm not. R2. So don't.
If I can find those footprints Thomas saw, it will prove that the monster is real. And then everyone will believe me and realize how brave I really am. But I do hope I only find footprints and not the monster again.
Percy stopped at the danger signs. He had had trouble with going past danger signs before. And this was the area where the landslide had been.
Hello, scaredy engine. Oh, sorry, Percy. I shouldn't have said that. Actually, what I do need to say
I'm
is...
braver than you'll ever be, James.
Oh, really? If you're so brave, why don't you keep going and look for the monster?
But it's not safe to go past danger signs.
Only if you are a scaredy engine. Let's see who is really the bravest, shall we?
Percy? Percy?
Oh, I can even hear what you're dreaming, Ben. That wasn't my dream, Bill. Must have been Timothy's dream, then. Oh, that's Timothy.
Monster! Oh, monster! Come out, wherever you are!
James, wait! This is not a good idea. It isn't brave not to be careful, James. It's silly.
That's just what I'd expect a scaredy engine to say.
James, wait! Come back! It isn't safe! Thomas was right. Percy? Percy!
Nobody can say I'm the scaredy engine now. I mean, I don't see any other engines up here. Nothing to be frightened of at all.
There was something poking out of the rocks up ahead, and it looked like
The monster! The monster! The monster!
The monster?
I saw it! Oh!
the cliffs were still unstable. Percy had to move back to get away from the danger. Then there was trouble.
No, James! Go forward! It's a landslide! Percy! You have to get out of there! James needs my help. I must be brave. Percy! No! Go forward!
The monster!
Go forward!
The monster!
A landslide!
Landslide? Huh?
Luckily, nobody was hurt.
That's not a monster. It's a rock.
No, it's a fossil.
A what?
A fossil. When something is buried for millions of years, it turns into stone. And that's called a fossil.
So it is a rock now.
Ah, yes, a rock formed from the bones of a dinosaur.
Oh.
Oh, alas, poor dinosaur. Oh, I wonder where the rest of the dinosaur bones are. Oh, my, I've never dug up a dinosaur before.
Maybe, if you wouldn't mind, you could dig me out first.
Ooh, oops, sorry, Percy. I wasn't thinking. Of course I should dig you out first.
Percy had to be taken to the steamworks for repair.
How's Percy getting on, Kevin?
Well, they're still getting the earth out of his funnel, but it shouldn't be too long now.
Hello?
Percy! I owe you an apology. I played a trick on you and made a scrap monster to scare you. I'm so sorry, Percy.
And I'm sorry, too. I should have listened when you told me about the monster. I should have believed you. I hope we're still friends. Of course we are. We all are. turns out the footprints were made by a dinosaur too. They left their shape in the rock, just like the fossil bones.
So, the monster was really a dinosaur a long, long time ago.
See for yourself.
Wow!
Ladies and gentlemen, engines and coaches, it is with great pleasure that I come here to...
Thomas! Percy! Gator is leaving!
What? I thought he'd already gone. Well, no. His ship got delayed. Again. There was a bit of a hold-up.
What kind of a hold-up?
I'll tell you later.
And that is why Percy is not just a really useful fossil hunter, but one of the bravest engines on the island of... fizzling fireboxes. Where's he gone now?
Won't be long now, Cranky. You all right?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay, we're gonna go up now. Up in the air.
Gator! Gator!
Oh, Percy! I didn't think you were going to make it.
Neither did I.
But I wanted to say goodbye and to thank you
Thank me? For what?
for being such a good friend and for helping me learn that I could be brave.
You helped me too, Percy. Having seen how brave you've been, well, I think I'm ready for the highest of high bridges now. But I'll miss you.
I'll miss you too. Have a safe journey.
I will. Goodbye, Percy.
Goodbye, Gator. Goodbye.
Bye, Gator! Goodbye!
Goodbye, Gator. I guess you have to be brave to say goodbye to someone too.
That sounds very wise, Percy. Did Gator tell you that?
No. I thought of it all by myself. Then I guess you must be wise now too, Percy. As well as brave.
Very brave. I was amazed by what you did at the clay pits.
I rushed to the rescue. I know.
Percy was sad to say goodbye to his new friend, but he was happy that he still had his old friends beside him.
La 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 la, let's be brave. La 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 la, let's be brave. Let's be brave. If you're feeling frightened, you saw something scary, think the situation is getting kinda hairy. Coming down the track, that's Thomas and his friends, ready to be your brave heroes again. La 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 la, let's be brave. La 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 la, let's be brave. Let's be brave. Maybe there's a strange noise, maybe there's a monster, maybe your imagination drives you bonkers. Coming down the tracks, that's Thomas and his friends, ready to be your brave heroes again. La 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 la, let's be brave. La 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 la, let's be brave. Let's be brave. You can be scared and still be brave. You can be a hero every day. You can be scared and still be brave. You can be a hero. Hooray! Let's be brave. Let's be brave. La 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 la, let's be brave. Let's be brave. La 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 la